All right, let's put our pencils down. Stop where you are. That's where you need to be. And let's bring it back up to the front. So calculators down. All right. So we're going to go off to the cards. We're going to talk through number 1. 2 of those expressions measure the exact same thing. Which 2 are they? 9 of clubs.
Pi times diameter.
So you're saying pi times diameter and what?
And 2 times
2 pi r. Okay, good. You are correct. You've identified the 2. Now let's talk about why. 7 of hearts. Which parts of these 2 expressions are exactly the same? Nothing's different about them. 7 of hearts. Who are you? Which of these 2 parts are exactly the same? Just look at them. What's the same?
Pi.
The pi part, exactly. So these pi parts that just underlined in red are just the same. Good. Moving on, let's have the next student come up. Put your work up for number 2. Your circumference and area calculation. This will be 4 of diamonds. Let's go, Mr. Abuyan. The rest of us, make sure your pencils are down. What do we like about this? What do we like about Adrian's work up there? Let's just point out the things we like. What do we like, Trayvon? Start it off.
How he has the equation.
Exactly, how he has the equation. So every calculation starts with his equation. I like that too. Good. K-Win, keep it moving.
He does this step by step.
What do you mean?
Well, for the circumference, you see how he switched the D
Into a,
what is it?
here, into the diameter of 60. So that's one step. That step's called substitution. Very good. I like that, K-Win. What else do we like, Corinne?
I like how it's organized and that there's no mistakes put on these non-skipping steps.
Absolutely. Did any of you guys have to do a double take? Like, look at the way, what does that say? No, it's very neat and organized. It's clearly stated. Very good. Taylor, what else?
His answers are circled so that you know where to look for the actual answer.
Answers are circled. This one is. You can circle that one. I see something else. Dot your I's, cross your T's. What am I talking about, Jonah?
Oh, he has the labels. He has feet squared.
Yeah, he has feet squared for area and feet for circumference. Now, real quick, what's the difference between circumference and area? What is the difference? Go ahead, Brandon.
Well, circumference is almost like a perimeter of the perimeter of the outside of the shape of the circle.
Perimeter of the outside of the circle, or like a distance around the circle. Very good. And that makes the area what?
The area is inside.
The space inside. Very good. So if you colored in the circle, that represents your area. Awesome. Okay, I would like at this point, everyone flip your page. Flip your page. You got 2 minutes to start off a think tank. But before you do, look up here real quick. So some of you guys may or may not remember the snap bracelet. But it's just like flat to start off, and I could snap it on my wrist. Now, I have a cool looking bracelet. Now, what is, if I ask you in that question, I say that the maximum circumference of a snap bracelet is 8 pi centimeters. What do I mean? If the maximum circumference is 8 pi centimeters, what do I mean? Go ahead, Dave.
Maybe you mean like it can only go up to, you said
8 pi centimeters?
8 pi centimeters.
Absolutely.
And it can't go above.
It can't be bigger than that. The maximum circumference or distance around this snap bracelet, 8 pi centimeters. Now, obviously that's a little big for my wrist, so think like NFL offensive lineman or something like that, some big dude. He's going to have, this would fill out that snap bracelet. Good. Use that idea to formulate your opinion on that think tank. Go ahead. 2 minutes silent. Go. True or false, but defend it either way. Tell me why. All right, now stop. Stop where you are and move into a be heard discussion with one other person at your table. Talk this out. Good. That's a good observation, Kevin. All right, T to me, bring it back. Bring it back. There's enough discussion out there. I think we have the ideas. So for those of us, let's do recap. The statement was this. If the maximum circumference of a snap bracelet is 8 pi centimeters, then when I straighten it out, the length of the bracelet is 8 pi centimeters. True or false? Okay, raise your hand if you think it's false. Anyone think it's false? Not one person? Good. So the rest of you then think it's true. Let's talk out why. Why is this true? Let's start here. Grace, start it off.
Well, one example is like a piece of paper, say it's 8 inches long. If you make it a circle, it's still 8 inches long.
Agreed. Move it. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Najee, step in.
I think it's true because you can't change the amount of the circle the way it is.
Good. Najee's getting at this fact. It's like, did I change anything in the bracelet? Did I cut off any pieces? Did I extend the bracelet? Or did I just unfold it? Okay. Good. Hang on to that idea. So what I would like you to do, take your think tank paper, leave it think tank side up, and put it on the corner of your desk. This is your one and only hint from your teacher for this period. So leave your think tank paper out, think tank side up. You're going to need it at some point in this lesson. You're like, oh. And I'll be like, look at your think tank. Go ahead, that's it. The rest of you guys. This is a country point challenge. The first 3 tables with the correct surface area, correct strategy, 25 points each. Go.
I'm using a basic strategy.
Let me see. First of all, let's start your strategy off. What was your strategy?
My strategy was height by circumference would equal the surface area of the cylinder. And the reason is because
The whole cylinder?
of this part.
Which part?
Bottom and
The part around.
Okay. Is that it?
And then you have to add the top circumference and then you're done.
Top circumference?
Top and bottom area.
What are we finding?
Yeah.
I agree with some of what you said. What you said about the middle piece, I'm not going to argue with. It's correct. But there's something else you're missing. What else is part of? Huh? Surface area asks us to do what, Jamel? What is the surface area?
Measure
the top,
around.
yes. But we did.
You need the top. You're right. How many? Is it just one top, or is there? Okay, so you need 2 tops and that middle piece you just talked about. All right. I want to ask everyone, stop where you are. That's where you need to be. Put your pencils down. Let's debrief this a little bit. All right. So, 3 of clubs. Start it off. Talk to me a little bit about what your initial strategies were. What did you do to start off?
Our initial strategy was to find the area of the label, which was pretty.
Well, hold on 1 second. You say area of the label. Like, I'm looking at a can. What did you do with the label?
We took it off and.
And what did it look like?
It looked like a rectangle.
It certainly did. It certainly did. It looked like a rectangle. Then keep going.
Then we did length times width.
Well, okay. So you had a length here and a width there, and you found the area of the rectangle. I agree with you. Good. Let's pick it up with someone new. 9 of hearts. Jump in.
Okay. So after that, we found the length, and the length was 21.
Yeah, let's leave the calculations because some of these cans are slightly different, so they won't make sense for each table group. So let's just ignore that. Like the idea is this: length times width of your label,
So
and then what next?
And then we moved on to the base of the can.
Which was what type of shape?
A circle.
A circle. So if we're calculating surface area, we have to add in those circles. And how many were there, Trayvon?
2.
There were 2. So I'm going to put a times 2 here.
So and then we go.
Stop right there. Stop right there. So far, you guys are developing this formula that starts off as surface area equals, looks like length times width, and then you have a plus, and then 3 of spades. How do we find area of circles? I forgot. How do we find area of circles? Circumference formula? For area of circles? It's all right. You have it right. So you just.
Yeah, it's pi r exponent 2.
Pi r exponent 2 or pi r squared. And Veronica, how many circles were there again? 2. So good. So we're going to have this 2 out in front. And good. 8 of diamonds. Why did I just put a green 2 here? 8 of diamonds. Why did I just put a green 2 here?
Because you multiplied both bases of the area of the circle.
You're finding, okay, we'll work with that. We'll find the area of both bases, the top and the bottom. So that's 2 areas. Okay, good. Okay, so far so good. I like what I see, but now things are just about to get a little tricky. What we're going to do next, I'm going to take the can that you just calculated the surface area with. I'm going to trade it with someone who has the different size can. And you're going to flip your page and you're going to do the exact same thing, except what? There's no label. You can figure this out. There is a way, I promise you. You will find it. Get it. Go. When you guys did your think tank and we had this 8 pi centimeters circumference and I unwrapped it, what was the length of that? The same, 8 pi, right? 8 pi centimeters. So same idea. If the label we don't have, when we unwrap it, if we know the circumference, when we unwrap it, it'd still be what? The same, right? So even though you don't have the label, you know that the circumference when it unwraps is your length. Can you find circumference somehow? Do you remember how to do it? Do you have your, look back at your do now. Look at your do now. Use Jonathan's, oh, it's right here. Okay, you don't have it filled out, but it's one of these two. What you guys, where I left you is that you had found the circumference of your label. Picture this as your label. You found the circumference or length. How did you find the area of the whole?
I think what we did was we backtracked a little from yesterday, and we had to find the height of it to complete the problem.
Got it. Got it. You guys are in. Okay. First thing I just want to say, that was excellent enthusiasm. I absolutely loved it. You guys were all into it and all trying your absolute best, which is all I could ask for as your teacher. Next thing I'm going to ask is make sure you put your rulers down, pencils down, all distractions away from you. Now we just need pure mental focus for the next 5 minutes. So don't worry about the things that are going to go up on the board. I have everything. I want to take this pressure off of you. I have everything written out on a note sheets for you guys after this lesson. Okay, so right now all I'm asking for you is 1,000% focus. Okay, with your pencils and everything down. Okay, here we go. So when you were calculating the surface area of your second cylinder, 5 of spades, did you do anything differently when you try and find the area of your 2 bases? Did you do anything differently? Is this you? 5 of spades. Who's this?
I measured it with centimeters and
Hold on a second, Najee. You're going to tell me some numbers. That's okay. I'm just talking about when you found the area of your circles, the bases, like the top and the bottom of the can, Najee.
Yeah.
Look here. The top and the bottom of the can. Did you do anything differently?
I multiplied that by pi.
Pi. What's your formula for that?
Pi times d.
That's circumference. We're talking about area of those circles. You need a bailout?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Pick one.
2 pi r.
2 pi r squared. All right, we're almost there. Bring it back. Stay with it. There's one last piece we need. I was on 4 of hearts. Who are you? Allie. What's the last piece we need?
The last piece would be height, because you have to replace the W with.
Yeah, because we didn't know. We didn't have the height. That's kind of messy. I'm going to rewrite it one line below. Surface area equals 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. Thank you. You just made my day pretty easy. What's up, Trayvon? Go ahead.
How come on the first top where you have it spaced out and in parentheses, but on the second one you don't?
Right here?
Yeah.
Because when you multiply, Trayvon, does it matter if you do 1 times 2 times 2 times 2 or other way around? Does it matter in which order you multiply things? Like 2 times 1 is the same as 1 times 2, right? So same idea. We could do 2 times pi times r times h in any order. It's fine. We can remove parentheses like that. Any other questions here? Go ahead, K-Win.
Now we know a surface area, but how do we find a volume?
Ooh, that sounds like your segue into tomorrow's lesson. Let's wait. Okay, good. Real quick, last thing before we go today. Does everyone see at the bottom of their page, Mr. Absent Kid is there? So Absent Kid is going to show up tomorrow, and they're going to be like, I'm kind of confused with this formula, Chris. I understand 2 pi r for the top and bottom of the cylinder, but I really don't get this piece. So on this sheet of paper coming out to you now, your job is to explain to Absent Kid where this 2 pi r h piece of the equation comes from. Look up real quick. Your homework tonight and the note sheet were just passed out. The note sheet's a half sheet. Grab that. Make sure you have it in your notebook for tomorrow. And then the last thing on your homework, the first 3 are easy. We've done these the last 2 days. Formula, plug in, solve. Now, the one in the back though, these are the ones I was talking about on your report cards, the type of problems that will make you more intelligent. Do not bail on number 4. It's a thinking problem. Don't just bail on it. You need to put your best effort in order to get credit for the assignment tomorrow. Bye. I will see you tomorrow. Great job today.